Hello, New Zealand. The Safe and Effective Roadshow begins in November. In fact, on November the 9th, we begin in Dunedin, followed by Queenstown, Nelson, and then Wellington. Now, this is a full one-day conference, and we've got some incredible speakers. We've got medical researchers, we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have writers, and even analysts. In fact, even myself and Natalie. Natalie, welcome. Thank you very much for being interviewed today. Now, Natalie, before you introduce yourself, can you tell New Zealand why you think they should attend the Safe and Effective Roadshow?
Well, hey, William, good to see you and good to see everybody out there. I think we, New Zealand, but also the world, we're at this very pivotal and critical time, I think, in history. And it's really an opportunity for us to reimagine and recreate, I think, the state of what healthcare means. And specifically here in New Zealand, I think we have so much power and potential to do that properly this time. What I mean is more of the healthcare system and less of a sick care system. So, a part of doing that is I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to acronyms and memorable things. I like to use the acronym AIM, right? So, AIM. So, A is acknowledge, I is intention, and M is movement. So, A, acknowledge what happened. So, acknowledge what happened over the crazy COVID years. And like you said, we have such an incredible lineup of speakers and doctors and lawyers. It's incredible. So acknowledge, and then I intention, like, how do we actually want things to be? And I always do this when I think about vision, like create the vision for what we want. And then the M is how do we move towards that? What do we need to do? What do we need to not do? So to answer your question, why do I think everybody should come along? Whoever can and do what they can to be in the room. I think this is an amazing pivotal time in history. And we want as many people to be involved in that, in creating the new health for New Zealand.
Oh, I loved what you just said there, Natalie. Now, probably everyone's thinking, who are you? You give us a bit of background, please.
I usually have to start with an explanation. I am a Canadian Kiwi. I did not just get off the plane last week. I've actually been in New Zealand for 27 years. My parents are Kiwis, my grandparents are Kiwis, my great grandparents are Kiwis. I was born in Canada. I have an obsession with people. I have an obsession with humanity. And I think if I wasn't so curious about the world and specifically human behavior, I would have had a really hard time over the past 4 years. I did have a really hard time. Many people might know me as the host of the Up Your Brave show on Reality Check Radio. And Up Your Brave is actually the name of my business. I've had that name for 7 years. I've been in business for 13 years. So it's courage is a big part of who I am. So when you say, who are you? I am courageous. And part of the reason I'm able to be so is because I'm also so curious. And I feel like courage through curiosity is part of the key to my own survival. But also, I think it's really an important thing. So I'm a curious human being. I love people. I'm a super connector. My business is based on connecting people and introducing people to each other. So I'm super excited to be an MC because what do I get to do? Introduce amazing people to the awesome, amazing people sitting in the room. And then, of course, at the meet and greet, I get to network and connect people, and that just lights my fire. So that's a little bit of who I am. I'm also a mother of three teenagers, an author, a speaker, and yeah, many other things.
Um, you're right. Over the last 4 years, a lot of people have been persecuted. We've had doctors being persecuted for speaking out. We've had people losing their jobs. I guess you could say they were really brave, weren't they? So I guess a roadshow like this that represents that would be in line with your values and integrity. So is that what motivated you to be an MC at the roadshow?
Yes. I mean, I was talking to Kim about it. Kim has been a guest on my show, my radio show twice, but I've known her for 10 years. And she was saying, can we get one of your RCR people to MC? And I said, I'll fly down for it. So I'm going to see Rodney and Paul when I'm down there. But yes, it's absolutely in alignment with who I am, with what I'm about, with what I stood up for in the past 4 years, with what thousands and thousands of us stood up for. And for while many people have moved on, they're kind of like, the move on gang. We're like, hang on a second. Let's just reflect. Let's review and reflect. And then, like I said, let's acknowledge what happened and truthfully do so, with the backing of these doctors and scientists and lawyers, etc. And then we can create that vision. So yes, absolutely. It was such an easy yes for me. I love that it's in Queenstown, let's be honest. But I think just the I would go to any of those locations. I think it's going to be an incredible series of events.
Now, you're the host of Reality Check Radio, RCR, and so you've interviewed probably hundreds of people. Um, Over the last few years, what do you think? What have you worked out that people are struggling with their health in the last few years?
It depends who you talk to. But many people, it will be their usual weakness. You know, it'll be the thing that they've had before. These are, in my view, more vaccinated type people. It will be their weakness that kind of comes back to get them a little bit. Um, That but I think a lot of people, there's still that overwhelm and anxiety, so a lot of the people I see, it's more that. To be honest, William, 95% of the people I spend my time with are unvaccinated. I honestly do not have a lot of physical or emotional exposure to people that chose an alternate route, and that's because I hang out primarily with entrepreneurs, and we generally are very confident and clear on who we are, where we're going. We are able to go just dust ourselves off and get back up and keep going. It's kind of the nature of entrepreneurship. So my people are the ones helping the people. You know, I help the people who help the people, right? So my people are the healers and the coaches and the holistic health practitioners. And what they are seeing is people that are, yes, overwhelmed and anxious, but also injured or having some of their old illnesses, come back to get them.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about the Roadshow because obviously I run the Brilin Functional Medicine Centre, and for a while there, it felt like all I was doing was helping those who've been damaged and injured by you know what. And so I'm very excited that there's this validation of
Mm.
experts going around saying, "Hey, you're not alone." And I think, along with the NZDSOS conference we had very recently, I think this new Safe and Effective Roadshow. I love the name Safe and Effective. I'm jealous I haven't had that name myself, Ash. I think what a brilliant name for a roadshow.
Well, it's certainly triggering.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, and I also, how do you feel about the branding where it says, common sense, compassion, and justice? That must be words that really stir you up, does it?
Well, I actually interviewed Kim Knight and Linda Wharton on my show just the other week, and I love that. I mean, the tagline, because I was like, "What's your tagline?" Because I'm a business coach. What's your tagline? And yes, of course, compassion, integrity. I mean, it's everything we stand for. Safe and effective, I have to say, it is a bit triggering, but it was probably designed to be that way. Um, so yeah, I think I'm just hoping it's calling in the right people and not just the people that I'm used to hanging out with, the people that we kind of already know. I'm excited for more people to walk through those doors, people that are courageous enough to up their brave and be like, I actually am starting to have some questions, and maybe I did get hoodwinked a little bit. I hope not, but I'm open to hearing. And those are the people I'm excited to meet and greet. And we don't want to make anyone feel bad. We just want to make everyone feel heard.
Almost everybody I meet have regret. And a lot of people are very, very angry because they were either coerced or promised that the medical procedure they had was safe and effective. And so that's why I really love the title. I've recently just completed the South Island. I'm about to do the North Island myself. And mine was the Great Health Awakening, but I had a tagline, turbo disease and turbo cancers. Now, some people said, that's not good, William. It's just not good to mention turbo cancer. And I don't know. Some people said it was great. Where I advertised turbo cancer, I got more turnout. So
Yeah.
who knows?
Well,
But anyway, I, I,
Well,
I
good on
think
you. You're doing an amazing job, and that to have the energy to do those tours, back to back is so incredible.
thank you, but what we need is we need organizations and people like Linda, like NZDSOS, a lot of all these organizations that have stood up for basically our rights, our freedoms, informed consents. It's quite concerning, I guess, for me, having a 15-month-old, a 4-year-old, what's their future going to be like? And so I'm very grateful for people like yourself standing up against what is right. So just before we conclude, because this was only supposed to be a little brief interview, Natalie, is there anything you'd like to conclude in saying?
We could chat all day. No, I agree with you. I mean, you've got young ones, I've got teenagers, and we're doing it for them as much as for ourselves. I mean, I'm planning on being around for a long while yet, and I just think it's time. Humanity is ready to know more about the holistic health remedies and practices that are out there that have kind of been, in my view, quashed and squashed for hundreds of years.
Mm,
So
mm.
I'm excited that people are finally at that point where they're ready and they're ready to come along to this event. And not only that, but to actually connect in person. This is such an incredible opportunity. So here's my plea to everybody. Do what you can to be there. I bought a plane ticket. I didn't even use my points. I was just like, I'm going. But do what you can to be there and get in the room. I'm so excited to connect with you in person. And the other MCs at the other events are just as amazing. And the speakers are incredible. And I love that you guys gave yourself a little bit of a buffer day. Like, it's an intense schedule, but you've got a little bit of reprieve. And it's going to be a powerful turning point for New Zealand.
How can people get hold of you, Natalie, if they need help?
They can look me up. Up Your Brave is my handle on Instagram, and it's also my name on my Facebook page, Up Your Brave. Those are really the best places. I do have a website. It's just getting remodeled at the moment, but it is upyourbrave.com. So yeah, get in touch. If you are a coach, healer, holistic health practitioner, I love to shine the light on those people so that we can help the people who help the people.
Well, you've interviewed me before on RCR, and now we're finally going to get to meet. So I'll see you in Queenstown.
See you
Thank you
there.
very much, Natalie.